I've always just loved farming. I feel like I have a moral obligation to feed the world, and I always have felt that way. We're feeding the world. I've been a dairy farmer all my life, ended up buying a lot of ground for my cows. Really, there's no opportunity for expansion on dairying. So I ended up with too much ground for my cows, and then we needed to do something else. Tried some of the seed business, tried a few other things, and then my banker said, why don't you guys try hops? At the time, I had no idea what the infrastructure all did, because I just said, yeah, let's do that. Mostly because I have a son-in-law that loves it.
I've been with TV Hops since it started 3 years ago. I never thought I'd be a farmer, actually. I went to school for mechanical engineering, and when Greg started up the hop farm, he asked me if I wanted to come on board. I, just took a leap of faith, joined up with it, and it's been a great decision.
The first thing we did is we went to Yakima and we talked to YCH, asked a lot of questions. They showed us expense reports, and it looked like it'll work on paper. It was all new to me. And we just did what we were told. We listened a lot to people like Pete and Steve and Drew and Joe, and yep, that's who we listened to.
I've been learning a lot, which is good. So we still have a lot to learn being a young farm, but it's been a great experience so far. I think a lot of people, when they see a hop picker, they're kind of surprised. They think they're going to visit a farm, but really they're kind of visiting a factory. So there's a lot going on in there, especially right now during harvest. Something that I really like is getting into it, trying to make everything run as efficiently as possible, keeping everything going smooth. It's a 24/7 deal in the hop picker. There's always something you can improve on, and that's what I like to do. The biggest challenge for me is managing people. Growing hops takes a lot of people, and people take a lot of managing. We're starting out a new farm. We don't have the same institutional knowledge and experience as other farms, but I think that also gives us an advantage in terms of we are in a better position to try something new, do something a little different. It doesn't always work out, but sometimes it ends up being the right thing, and maybe that's the thing that you're going to be doing again and again for the next 50 years, until a better way to do it comes around. Hops aren't a crop that you can just plant them, water them a couple times, and check on them a couple times, and go find them in the fall and go harvest them. You got to be in the field every day. You have to be scouting. You have to be reacting to how the hops are growing. We've been doing it for 3 years, and really every year's been different.
We're still learning. We ask a lot of questions, and we write things down, and we try to do it that way the next year.
I think YCH had a lot of faith in us, took a big risk writing those contracts to get us started as big as we were in year one. It's almost a good thing that I was kind of new to it, because I didn't realize what a huge undertaking it was. Now that we have the whole thing up and running, you look back on it and you say, holy cow, we came a long way in just a couple of years. We planted 725 acres in 2 years. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hop poles. It's a lot of cable. It's a lot of everything. And now let's just work on keeping it going and sustaining.
Another real helpful guy was Pat Smith. He actually talked to my accountant for an hour and a half, telling him all about it. And it really surprised the shit out of me, how he was giving them their stuff, and this is how it works. And both Mike and Pat have been helpful too. They're a father-son team, and I just love to see that. That was one thing that was really neat to me, is how much everybody helps each other out here. And it was totally new to me. We don't do that so much in the dairy business, but in the hop business, everybody's willing to help each other out, and it's really neat. Beer, milk, got the beverage thing out of the way.
Perfect. That's the one-liner.
Yeah.